下一組嘅講者咧，將會圍繞住咧旅遊業3個關鍵嘅支柱嘅，分享咧點樣去運用 AI 打造更加智慧啦、無縫嘅旅程，並且轉化為長久而深厚嘅忠誠度。Travelers nowadays seek more than just a destination. They desire an experience that connects every stage of their journey. Our next panelists will discuss 3 crucial pillars of the travel industry as they reveal how they are using AI to transform these smart, seamless journeys into deep and enduring loyalty. Please welcome our moderator, Ms. Charlene, CEO and founder at EternityX Marketing Technology. Hello. Please be seated. And panelist, Mr. Edward Bell, General Manager, Brand Insights and Marketing Communications at Cathay. Ms. Mei Song, Chief Transformation Officer at Plaza Premium Group. And Mr. Alan Lui, Vice President, Head of Shangri-La Circle at Shangri-La Group. 我都介紹下我哋嘅 moderator. Moderator Charlene, founder of EternityX and an over 20-year MarTech pioneer, driving AI-powered, hyper-personalized advertising across Greater China and APAC with proprietary programmatic tech leveraging 100B data points. Charlene, over to you.
Thank you. Nice to have this honor to moderate this all-star panels. I know that in Hong Kong, I think travel definitely one of the favorite activities among not only Hong Kong, but among the whole region. So I feel very excited to have this all-star panels across global, well-known airlines, hotel groups, and the premium lounge groups. So before we getting into the AI topic, I do wanted to, ask a simple question. It's more personal to let everybody know you guys a little bit better than your company and your title. So I'd like to start with, Alan, what's your favorite destination and maybe using, travel destination and using one sentence to explain why it is your, and I will then survey the, audience, see who has the same favorite destination as Ellen, Mei, Edward, and myself. All right.
Thank you. Hi. My favorite travel destination is Taiwan. Yeah.
Yes.
So why is it? It's like accessible in a sense. It's quite near, and a lot of flight from Hong Kong to Taiwan by Cathay.
Definitely.
Correct.
And then I think it got the variety. Like I have 2 kids, and then so everybody got something to do in Taiwan, and also provide a lot of like exploration opportunities for us.
Okay,
Thank you.
Good. I'm originally from Taiwan, so I'm glad to hear that. And yes, I do day trip, fly Cathay, just morning and come back to Hong Kong from Taiwan. And so who else in the room that is also have your favorite destinations Taiwan? Raise your hand. Oh, quite a bit. Good. And how about Mei?
Hi, I also want to point out we have airport lounges also in Taipei and Zhongshan Airport.
We have hotel as well.
Yeah. You know what? I travel a lot for work. So for leisure, recently one of my favorite places is Mongolia.
Wow.
So I choose Mongolia because, like everyone else, because everything is so fast-paced, I recently went to Mongolia and I felt removed. And I felt as one with nature. So I think all of us seek that at some point. So yeah, Mongolia would be my choice.
I would say probably not favorite, or have you been to Mongolia or favorite place in Mongolia? Anybody? Yeah, I'll reach out to them to do more promotion in our market. How about Edward?
I was really trying to rack my brain. Surely someone working in an airline has a favorite destination, but I really don't think I do. But I will say the last one I went to that I really loved was in small towns in France. I was doing some study over there. And then, so we've all been to Paris, which is lovely. But then to go into the very small towns is equally amazing and actually surprisingly cheap. It's,
really?
Yeah. The croissants and the coffee and and they're drinking wine in the afternoon. It's kind of crazy, but it's really, really lovely. But the place I want to go, because I have some friends from Hong Kong who went to Iceland recently, and in the summer it's amazing, and in the winter it's kind of mystical. It's so weird. It's like, and something like half of the people from Iceland, they really believe in snow fairies. It's like a whole other thing over there. So I want to go and see that.
Okay. Yeah, along the line before I serve them, because my favorite destination is Paris, but it's expensive. But the reason why is because I really enjoy good food, wine, and a lot of shopping. So Paris has it all. So, but I also love, small towns and, eat croissant and drink a lot of wine. Okay, so back to our main topic today. Right now, for the modern traveler nowadays, it's a lot more than just the destinations. So I do wanted to ask three of you, what is the latest AI-supported initiative that you've done that most excites you now that, we can start with Mei? Yeah? Lady first.
Thank you. So what Plaza Premium Group, what we do is we run airport hospitality services. This includes airport lounges, airport hotels, airport passenger services, and also F&B. For us, right now, there's a massive surge in travel. I think everyone here has also spent a lot of time traveling. I think initially it was called revenge travel. Now everyone just travels for pleasure because it's so accessible, right? And I think right now, because of the surge, AI is everywhere. AI is a part of our identity. And it's really, really important. So, just to give you context, right? When we build, we have to build in 4 months. Hotels are very, very different. I think sometimes you even have 2 years to build, right? We have a lot of restrictions. So AI is through the whole, we cut through AI in our company from building, designing, from floor planning to customer experience, to efficiency, into even things like operations. So I would say I would have 2 focuses. We use AI. I always say we're not an AI company and we don't aspire to be an AI company. What we do is we use AI to drive operational efficiency, and we also use it to enhance our customer experience. Those are the 2 focuses. So even things from like heat mapping, to understand the flows, I think as all when you're in a lounge, right, there's peak and troughs, right? Sometimes in the airport it's very quiet and sometimes it's very busy. So how do we predict that? How do we do our rostering? Just to give everyone context, we run 2,000 wheelchair services a day in Hong Kong alone, right? How do we send everyone? How do we drive the efficiency? These are key questions that we're using AI. So you asked, what am I most excited about? Right now, we work very closely with airports. I think aviation this year, is set to, it's 78 billion. 78 billion in terms of movement.
Yeah, the case.
Billions. Did I say 78 billion?
I just want to confirm, did you say there's 2,000 people in wheelchairs a day?
Yes. We do, and Cathay Pacific covers probably more than 70% of that. Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. And think about the logistics of the airport itself, right? It's very challenging. How do you drive that efficiently? How do you ensure that one person is efficient and going from one gate to another? And don't forget gate changes too, right?
Yeah.
So but one of the things I'm most excited about is airports are challenging. They're very confusing. I think that we don't feel that in Hong Kong International Airport because we're very familiar. But when we get to our destination, it's a blur, right? How many of us have gone on airport websites and been able to understand how to navigate? Sometimes it's 2-kilometer walk to get to your immigration. You don't know the queue, you don't know. So what we're working very carefully with is with the airports on wayfinding and also on the concierge desk.
Okay.
To let you know how to get to what are the services, how to get it. So we're using AI and digital human to generate these things so that we can build and give the knowledge to the consumer and also make it scalable because it's hard. It's very hard. Think about I don't know if anyone here has been on the concierge desk for the airport. Half the time they can't quite answer your question. So for us, and honestly, you have a new cafe open. how do you, how does the airport concierge know about this new cafe? So working together is very important. So that's what I'm most excited about.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, how about Edward? Because it's a long line with aviation. Then we'll come back to Alan.
Well, I mean, we're doing a lot, of course. Maybe just the one thing. I mean, people may have seen some of the ads that we've been running recently. There's one we had for Cathay Cargo. I don't know if you saw, with the horses and the dogs and the little sloth. So we're using it for production in a fun way. But maybe the other thing that I would say, it's a bit more operational, is we've been trying for some time to actually use AI to predict where people would be flying to next, so that we can have more targeted and personalized offers and make those offers more relevant to people. Which is, I mean, people have been talking about personalization for a long time. I mean, I think for 20 years I've been hearing this topic. It's never really quite worked. It's always remained this ideal. But I think probably now we can see this idea actually coming into reality. And we do find there's like a bit of we just call it, I think with, working with Google, we actually find a double-digit increase actually in our sales performance. So it's working well for the bottom line too.
Yeah, so a lot of customization based on data insight, and also utilize the Gen AI for creativity. That you mentioned that using animal. Can you say that no animal is harm?
we had this thing, right? Because it was, if we wanted to do this thing for Cathay Live Animal, right? So it's a solution where we take these animals around, a lot of the racehorses, for example, in Hong Kong. So, how to do it? So do we go and get an animal trainer to get all these animals? And of course, it would be costly, but also it's a bit sunful for the animals, right? To be, to be moved around like that. So we just said, well, let's just try it with AI. And then we had this little joke at the bottom that no animals were harmed during the filming of this ad, just to kind of make the point.
I really like that. How about Alan?
For us as a loyalty program for the hotel, we have close to 18 million members worldwide. So it's quite massive. I think as Ed mentioned, we always talk about personalization and all those things. I think right now, with all those things, and then we have 100 hotels, 500 restaurants. So it's already you can think about how to mix and match. So a lot of things can be done through that kind of personalization. And then I think for us, especially when the members come to us, they don't really search. I think in the sense they want you to recommend something, predict what they really want, instead of asking them to, okay, you search and see what happens. And interestingly for hotel, we talk about data and the things. So without data, we can't do anything AI. So interestingly for hotel, we do have quite a lot of data because people stay in hotel much longer if you compare to airline. I used to work for Cathay. I thought that we have a lot of data, but when in hotel, people sick and then people throw up and then people drunk. There's a lot of data.
They bring to the hotel.
Yeah. So a lot of things happen in the hotel when you stay, and especially when you also eat and all those things. So with all these, how to enable the personalization, not only for marketing, but also for operation. So in a sense, you think about how we collect, not really collect, so not stealing the data, but sort of we observe and understand, okay, that's all the happenings in the hotel, so how we better serve them. So these are all the things that at the back we are leveraging the AI. So all these members, millions of members, millions of millions, you can't see segmentation anymore. It's more okay, then how to prompt the people to say, okay, these are the things you probably need to do with the customers. So these are all the things I think quite interesting happening in the industry.
Yeah, I like how we in the hospitality and you guys are sitting on a lot of data, and now it's actually be able to leverage that to what Edward said, really personalize the offers and get the people inspired and deeply connect with their own experience actually, right? The next question is because we all know that because of the weather, we push the event into 1 month or 3 weeks later. So for travel, actually whatever going on with the weather right now this year or natural disaster around the world, it's huge impact for a lot of travelers. So I would like to understand a little bit more how you guys leverage, say AI predictive or sort of AI services or even agent to help your customers experience enhance, for example, handle their last minute changes, requests, or frustration. Yeah. So you like?
Yeah, I think for us, of course, from the boss perspective, yeah, try to leverage and milk the cow, right? Try to get the money. So some of the interesting stories is like, we know that, okay, the people stay in the hotel and then the weather is bad. So instead of saying, okay, the weather is bad, we tell them, okay, you know the traffic will be horrible. Don't go out, just eat at the hotel. Yeah, so we show them like the traffic, like the pictures showing, oh, bad traffic, you know, you can't get through all the traffic, you know, especially in China, some of the towns. And then so, yeah, just stay. This is the offer. I give you like 10% discount, just eat downstairs or whatever, like room service and all those things. So, but these are interesting use cases that we can leverage. Of course, we don't want to go into like really disaster and everything, but try to think about, okay, from the customer perspective, is really that bad weather? There are some opportunities, and we are sort of also helping them in a sense, not really just milking, but really helping them saying, okay, take out the hassle, they sort of a time poor, they haven't thought about it. Yeah, think about it. Yeah, I know you have a booking 2 hours away in downtown, but don't go there. Maybe there's better options here. Yeah, so these are the things I think that pretty interesting, but of course a lot of like data and also automation, AI things that need to work out to make it like seamless.
We did a somewhat similar thing, but it's for our lifestyle division. So we had to use some AI programming so that when there was certain weather conditions, then we would prompt certain other products. So if the weather hit a certain like temperature over summer, then when it got really hot, then we'd say, why not buy some of these kind of leisure products or some of these kind of fun things that you could take to the beach, these kinds of things. So we had a weather contingency. Because I think it's quite fun to get into this, if-when situation, and then you can be. I think with AI, I think it's quite fun to be much more agile. Because maybe in the older world, it would be kind of quite costly to plan for all of these scenarios. But I think with a generative AI future, I do think you can afford to be a little bit more kind of conditional. You know, if these things happen, then maybe we have that response. So we can see some upside in terms of it becoming like also a topic for conversation. Oh, it's really hot or it's raining. Let's stay indoors. So why not, you come and consider these products.
About Mei, yeah.
For me, I think, you know what? Time is everything. Time is luxury when you're traveling. Time is luxury when you're in the airport. And I think the stress that we all feel is because of the time and the time management. So for me, I think, again, it would be front of house and back. So from the front perspective, just be able to respond quickly and push the services. For example, if I'm stuck, I've recently went to Ishigaki last week, and I was lining up in that line for check-in for a very long time. I'm sure a lot of you have experienced that too. I barely had time with my 3 children, barely had time to go through immigration, barely had time to go to the lounge, but to push then the buggy, because I was at the furthest gate possible in the Hong Kong International Airport, was very, very useful. And for us, to be able to connect the back end, meaning the airport hospitality experiences, to the front end in terms of the use case is something that we're very focused on. And we've been piloting them in airports around the world. So we've been working with our counterparts, our team in the Middle East. So we have 2 strategic hubs. We have Singapore, Hong Kong, and Saudi Arabia. And these are where we're focusing in terms of our front end system, our front end services and our back end services. So I would say that would be our key focus.
Yeah.
We did do one thing that's quite fun during the last typhoon Ragasa.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone saw, but for the first time we actually had this kind of live reporting. We had our social team, and some people sitting in the back row. It's quite tough because they had to go and live basically at the airport overnight. But they joined our operations team and doing this live reporting. And then it just so happened that our 79th birthday took place on the day when we cancelled all the flights. So it has nothing to do with AI, but it was some kind of fun social media. But that way of doing marketing turns something that's only going to be a negative into there's a positive side, because then we could talk a little bit about how we do the planning and explaining how we fly some jets away, and the ones that we can't fly away, we load up with fuel so they're too heavy to blow away. Yeah. All this kind of fun stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really glad to hear how this latest technology help us better predict and helping, all the customers to have, during their journey to have not to worry about this Ignite and then actually enjoy the journey themselves, and that will, I'm sure, gonna help with the enduring loyalty. So the next session, I'm gonna ask customized question for individual view. So start with Alan's. I know you guys are launched probably the smart check-in for a while, which is reduce the wait time for 80%. Is that something with AI help, and do you see that actually helping a lot with the, like how you measure the satisfaction, your loyalty program, and so on and so forth?
Yes. So imagine customer service in the sense. So of course we have a lot different kinds of like customers or members. Some of the members have been with us for a long, long time, and then we do have a process like collecting all the preferences from every of the stay. Say, for example, what they like, what's a room, or even like F&B, what they like to eat. And imagine some of the like colleagues are very like proactive. They input everything, right? So you can imagine some people with us for like 20 years, the preferences sheet is like 300 pages, like something like that. So in the past, it's very difficult for the people to like read it through and distill. So one of the key is like, okay, let the AI to run and then help articulate. So what are the important things? So there are still a lot of like trials. So yeah, it could be like even let's say preferences, people may change, right? In the past, I like hamburger, now I like fries or whatever. So these are also the things that we are sort of like working with the AI to see how to best articulate that and down the road. So what are the things that also so important for the guest? So imagine like they are checking in and all the things. So what are the key things for this customers, especially they have been with us like for all the hotels, like, and then what they're expecting, what we think, or we together with the AI think that's the best, most critical thing for the customer.
That's definitely very helpful, because no matter in the airline checking or hotel checking, when you have a long flight arrive, you really just wanted them to do it. It's like, why they are still typing? Are they gonna upgrade me? If it's no, it's like, why are you typing for so long? Okay. Next question, customized question for Edward. So you mentioned that you guys moving for just airline booking to a lot of lifestyle products and utilize a lot of data to do that. How do you see that increasing? Because we talk about, loyalty, brand affinities, how you measure those, and does that, obviously you leverage AI to know what to offer. Does that really help?
I think there's a future there where we will be able to. It's not always on all aircraft has this capability, but I think there's a potential future sometime where we hope that what we'll be able to do is, if we know you and we know maybe what you are watching or your preferences or even your meal type, these kinds of things, you actually have a very streamlined experience into the plane, which I think would be quite cool. And probably, we should all be doing that really, right? If we, rather than you're an anonymous passenger every time and you start from zero and everything is generic, but what we can do is say, well, these are your preferences. As Alan was saying, people do have their preferences. So maybe we can do that, and maybe we can even recommend meals for you, or a bit like Netflix, so I recommend these shows just for you because this is the pattern of what you like to watch. So I think that's, operationally, I think that's kind of quite exciting.
And I think that also help you collect further data, right? Because they're choosing different sort of interests, engage with your other offers. So it's like nice circle of collecting more data for your future initiatives.
All legally and all within, so we need to be very careful with that these days. It actually has become, more difficult. So we need to be very kind of careful about that. But I think that's the idea, is to offer a more personalized experience for everybody based on the experience that individuals want to have, because people don't always want the same experience. But I suppose in the past, because we didn't have that functionality, if you think about restaurants or all kinds of things, the setup is the same for everybody. But really for repeat customers, then you have the ability to make it unique and better and different for people whom we know. So I think that's quite an exciting thing. And then it gets down to other product recommendations, those kinds of things as well.
Cool. So moving from transaction, more of a holistic experience. And for May, I know you guys are just launched this art of travel campaign using AI to, reimagine the iconic artworks in the airports when traveler with connection with the culture and emotion in your lunch. How do you see that change in their relationship with airport and their journey overall?
I think it's really in two folds, right? I think number one, we launched a program called Art of Travel. Unlike my counterparts here, I think everyone knows when you travel, you have your hotel and then you've got your airlines, but the airport is often overlooked. So for us, education and brand awareness is really important, and every airport is different, and that's our challenge, right? Every airport has different services that you can engage, and it varies by airport, and most people travel to different destinations, so you may not be familiar with it. So bringing it and explaining it. So we have everything from a CIP terminal, so I'm not sure if everyone knows what that is, but in Abu Dhabi, for example, we run the private terminal from when you bet, it's the best way to fly, commercial. So we pick you up from the gate, and then we send you by a e-vehicle to our terminal. We handle all the baggage, we handle everything, and then your immigration, everything's passed. We put the bag to you while you enjoy a meal, and then out you go. So we have everything like that, and we also have porter services, like someone holding your bag. For us as a company, we have 150, we're in 150 airports globally, right? Locations globally. My PR team's not gonna be happy. 600 airports, 150 locations globally. We have probably one opening per month. So AI has really helped us in terms of speed to market, right? I think the Art of Travel campaign is a very good example. So I just recently opened Phnom Penh, Red Sea, Cairo. These are markets that are new also to us. AI, what it has helped us is to bring the campaign into market quickly and understand and extract the data, when are people flying, when are their travel patterns, how to push, what is the profile, and working together with partners such as Google, we're able to go and build out the brand awareness. But also on the flip side, I always believe in concept of partnerships. So whether it's with hotels, whether it's with airlines, how to bring, because the journey is not just airport either, right? So we think about the total journey, and then how do we pull through and work together with our partners to deliver the experience and service that we've all committed to. Yeah.
Great to know. So I feel like across all three verticals, you guys all done a lot so far, but looking forward to the future. What do you feel that the audience or travelers of the future are looking for with the AI? Anybody? Yeah, jump in.
I can take it first. I think, I think it's personas. So personas is really important, right? Every time I travel, I have a different profile. I travel differently when I work. I travel differently with my girlfriends and going to a wedding. I also travel different when I have children, right? And putting the information in your hands, you make the decision. We bring it quickly and fast and dynamically, and then let the consumer make that decision. I think that's really, really important. I also think that when AI will also facilitate the different profiling and also bringing, I think generally the information to our fingertips is really, really key. And this is something we're very, very focused on.
You guys using AI agent as a concierge or doing something?
Yes, definitely. So we use it in two cases. So I think a lot of people use our lounges, and some people are entitled with airlines, some people are entitled with credit cards, right? And then some people walk in. So a lot of times people are like, how do I get in? Does this credit card help us? So instead of having our reception stuck and always inquiring, we actually use an AI agent in certain locations to approach these questions. And that's really helpful. Second is, where is the lounge? Lounges are unfortunately not always right when you kind of immigration. Sometimes it's hidden. Sometimes they give us like 3 floors up. So where is the lounge is something we answer. And then the last thing is wayfinding. Sometimes, like for example, in Jakarta, our lounge is enormous and people are so lost. Like I'm sure some of you have been to the Qatar lounge, Airways lounge in Qatar, or even the Emirates. It's so big. It's almost like, it feels like going to a casino.
Biggest is not necessarily the best.
Correct. But correct. But wait, well, how to get around? What service do I need in this lounge? Do I need a meal? Do I need a workout? Do I need a spa? Do I just need a shower? All of this, if I can bring it to your fingertips, it saves time, and time is everything when you travel.
How about
Well, I think the thing that we're thinking a lot about is the generative AI search and how that will be changing the game. I think it's probably the big topic. A lot of us in marketing, huge part of our traffic is search engine optimization and how that's going to change. And so I think one thing, I'm sure we've all got our plans and working with our partners on that. But I think one thing will be interesting is whether or not that then combines with hey Siri, hey Alexa, find me a flight. Whether agentic AI becomes that new habit, and that could place a lot of influence and authority and pressure on being recommended in that way. So I think the decision-making process is we can see it changing a little bit, but whether or not it changes to that extent, we're not sure. I think, in the technology industry, there is a habit of exaggerating and overestimating the scope of change because, of course, people selling you tools want you to believe that you need all these new tools. We've seen that a lot. And I think the idea that we were going to be using Alexa and Siri for everything hasn't turned out to be true. But let's watch this space and see.
Okay. Alan?
Yeah, I think one of the thing that AI is, let's talk about like how moving the behavior, changing the behavior of the people. And say, for example, definitely as Ed mentioned, so we see people are using the AI to search instead of going to used to go to Google, used to go to Ctrip, used to go to Expedia, used to go to website. And that's one thing. But the basis of all these are still you have all the information, all those things forming the basis. So right now, I think one of the things that we will see, especially when we talk about even loyalty program, hotel groups and all those things, or maybe even airline, we train the AI to get all those data. When people talk about AGI and all those things, I think then it's going back to do we have an AI that is so knowledgeable about ourselves, even they act like the CS who can answer everything about our group, for example, even not a single colleague can really answer. Say, for example, we have all these kind of different restaurants. So if you ask any of the colleague or the waitress, say, okay, what's the best restaurant of your group in Paris? He doesn't know, he hasn't been there. And so do we have that for your corporate, for your entire group who can answer everything? I think that would be something very interesting. May not be directly even communicating with you, but at least, in fact, they are very knowledgeable at helping you to train the staff, or even is the companion for the staff, not exactly only really the CS. So these are the things I think that would be happen very quickly.
I think a lot of times we're talking about operational things. I talk about search, I suppose it's within marketing, but I think in the marketing industry, we shouldn't just be thinking about automation, right? And efficiency. I think we need to, because I think most of the companies are turning to us to help to accelerate growth, not just to do things at a lower cost, which, I think that's, the finance department can do that. But for us in marketing, I think really our role is to find sources of growth that otherwise wouldn't be there. So I think the proper focus, what we really should be talking about is how can we use AI to find business that we wouldn't have found or to generate it. And there's a little example. I just used our Singapore team has come up with this thing, they call it Tripment. And it's an AI engine. And for the people who are overworked in Singapore, they're very hardworking down there. So they go to this kind of, Tripment doctor, and they type in whatever their problem is, and then the doctor gives them a treatment, which is it's basically a trip somewhere. Based on your responses, we tell you where you should fly. Now, that's all enabled by AI. But I think we should see more of that kind of thing. I think the marketing industry needs to lean into the intersection between creativity and technology to do things that you couldn't do before. Otherwise, it just becomes a bit of a race to the bottom.
I think in the morning they talk about agent, talk about like right now, like a lot of travel agent probably will be replaced by AI agent. But like so marketer actually have to market to the AI agent to have them recommend you or something like that. So that can be a very interesting twist that we're looking forward to. A lot of uncertainty unfold in front of us. But like what you said, we just need to lean in towards and try more things. The last question will be, because the travel is a lot of emotion connection. So what do you see the best as AI and human work together? And what do you see will never be replaced by AI, especially for, our industry?
Me.
I like that.
Oh, no, maybe that's not true. No, I think, I think also because AI is actually reductive, it's predictive. So, but I think that the business of marketing is always to try and do something that other people aren't doing. So I think, that in a way the AI will be predictable. So I think the job of marketing will be to do that thing that's beyond. So I think one way that we've been working with it a little bit is to use AI to help us to see what other people may be doing and then deliberately do something different.
Got it. How about?
I'm more optimistic, so I think probably, we will all be replaced. Fine, yeah. As long as
That's not optimistic, Al.
Let's see.
Jeez.
And then it's the apocalypse.
If
Yeah,
I'm a shareholder, probably that's fine, right?
I saw a commercial in US, like it's a chocolate bar commercial, talk about do nothing university is the future. You go to and pretend to.
What are we all going to be
pretend you're
doing? Seriously.
Yeah, come to a hotel and enjoy a sip, right? That's fine. Yeah. So that's also one thing like we believe why we still in the hospitality, because when people are so free, have time, they will come to a hotel and enjoy, right? So that's fine. We still have they will still fly around. So travel will always be here. That's fine. Yeah. But I think of course. Yeah. Joking aside, I think immediately, like in the year, like probably 2-3 years, they won't be replacing everything. I think people still want the human touch and all the things. So in order to accelerate, the AI is going to help the operation and all the things. It's more like helping the people, the frontline people, to articulate what's important for them. So that would be easy. While I think people still, at least our generation, still expect, like, for example, like not all the robots in the restaurant. This is people coming in, talking to you, interact with you.
Ironically, I think as digital media becomes more pervasive, what we're seeing is that people are actually increasingly searching for experiences. So I think actually that we can see, right, the experience economy is actually growing while the purchasing of daily things is actually going down. So I think there's, the two things are driving each other.
Yeah.
I think, we're in an industry which is hospitality, right? And I mean, we all cross segments, right? Even the Shangri-La group, you have different variations of your hotels. I think the airlines also, we've got economy, premium economy. I think that AI serves content in different ways. And for example, we use AI, because of the amount of locations we have, even we use AI to refine our photos, our photography, and even our social media. I have many agencies pitch to me, this is how we're going to do our social media. I'm like, yes, I think speed to market, I think quality and content is good, but you can't replace the human touch. I still fly, I'm in air 50% of the time because we employ 6,000 staff from 80 nationalities. I have to connect with them. They have to hear me, they have to see me. Teams is not enough. So I believe that we can drive more efficiency, but I don't think you can replace the human touch. And I think as leaders in our industry, we all know that.
Yeah. I think when we talk about travel, you always feel deeply emotionally connected when we talk about trips or experience. So I think that is what AI will never replace. All right. I hope everybody find this sharing inspiring and you learn something and we all learn something from each other. All right, then I think that's wrapping up.
Yeah, thank you. Please give big hands to them. Thank you, Charlene, and all the panelists.